PEP, cause we could build a better place for every creed and every race. Together we could triumph over anything we face. So one by one, two by two, the PEP we're here for you. Black by blue, one people under one flag. So come on, let me fix it, we gon' fix it. Build a better TNT. Build it, we gon' fix it, because we fought in PEP.
Save TNT, vote PEP. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I've been sitting here getting ready to do my show this morning. And for the past half hour, I've been reading the contribution of the media. I listened to Fuad Abubakar. And Fuad has made some stirring pleas to people. I see Brother David Mohammed has made some stirring pleas to people, and we've resisted with every ounce the race baiting of the PNM, and with every new racist attack from the PNM and their talking heads. The people have moved away from them. The people have moved away from them, and the people are moving away from the 1% lies. And there is so much to talk about sitting here. But I want to tell you something. I have done, by my most casual estimate, over the last 10 years, I have easily done 5,000 videos. My videos have gone viral all over the world. My videos have made change. And for the most part, I've started every video with this song that Kyle is about to play. And as I say, Kyle, good morning to Kyle, good morning to Michelle, good morning to IWER. Good morning to the General, the leader, Kamala Prasad Bisesa, the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the source of all love that everybody is gravitating towards right now, the power behind this massive movement for good. Anyway, back to my point. Good morning to all my colleagues, fellow candidates, PEP and UNC people. Good morning to everyday people. I'm going to talk about that some more. But I want to play this song on what is the last show of this show that happened, that started just before the elections was announced. I want to play this song because this song, my nightly video, because I had to choose. And I had to sacrifice my nightly video for this morning show. And we haven't played this song for a couple weeks. It used to start all my shows. And when my live videos start back on April 29 after we win, because I'm going to continue to keep in touch with the people on a daily basis. And they will have access to the inner workings of government through me. I will continue to be a voice to the voiceless. But this song here is the most perfect song of all songs that I know for capturing an emotion, capturing a feeling, for sending a message as the condition of people in this country that have been hidden by the 1% media. I asked Marlon Hopkinson yesterday in a very combative interview. I said, Marlon, the people don't want another stuffed shirt in Parliament. They don't want another bench warmer in government. They want champions. And if you want to shut me up, Marlon, all you have to do is pick up your camera and come with me to Gonzales and Belmont and Morvan, Beetham, Laventil, Sealot, Rich Plain, Covey, Tanganga, La Puerta, Scorpion, Big Yard, Hague Street. Come and see how people live in Cocorite and Waterhole. Come and see with your camera that you all have hidden from the people. I want you to hear this song, and many of you who have been following me over the years will recognize it from the first drum beat.
a one desire, that if there is a Messiah, someday he'd hear their whispered prayer. Covered always bare and scanty, 10 people in a one-bedroom shanty. Forced to sell on the pavement, no vacancy, no employment. Cattle fire cracker from gunshot, blood dust flow when things get hot. Afraid to look out the window, to hear voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 hey, Lord, Lord, crying, crying, voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 Lord, Lord, crying, voices from the ghetto. Help us, Father, oh Lord. Mothers does just hold their head and ball, and them woman stronger than a wall. A big pusher eyeing she daughter, son in jail for manslaughter. Too bad for him, he a name bad boys. No bail, that's the black man's choice. Like Shadow say, poverty is hell. She little girl child belly start to swell. Some say life is a cycle, but don't draw she no circle. Where will it all end? Only time could tell. Outside the siren keep howling, inside your belly will growling. Police raid very often, Simpson measuring a coffin. One night in bed you're sleeping, next night is a wake that you're keeping. So you're praying to win the lotto, not to hear voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 voices from the ghetto. Crying, Lord, crying, hear them pleading. Crying, voices from the ghetto. A hand to us, Lord. We are not a forgotten people. Hear our prayer. With dented pride they soldier on. Revolutions, bait politicians born. And often their tragic story brings a journalist glory. No wonder they view the world with scorn. From since the day they born, some call them rebels without a cause. These social victims of unjust laws, but yet they christen the heroes, renegades, desperados, forever knocking on heaven's doors. Hear me? Steel band music shatters the silence, harmony to conquer the violence. Big men run when cops approach, fighting for scraps with the cockroach. Young Turks, they're tough protecting, almost every young girl expecting. So tomorrow begs the no borrow, there'll be another voice from the ghetto. Crying, Lord, crying, oh, crying, yeah, voices from the ghetto. Crying, oh, pity go, mama. Crying, oh, pity go, papa. Crying, voices from the ghetto. Social amenities, Lord, heaven knows. Opportunities, well, them always close. Can't get work once it white collar. stretch your dollar. It's later for you crack or smoke your pipe. You're short or dead from gripe. Life does rape dignity and pride. Till there's only bitterness left inside. And every day is a hustle. Arguments are settled with muscle. Till you're 6 feet deep by 3 feet wide. Children through life keep on drifting. It's something they're smoking or sniffing. Or maybe they're trying to forget this life of misery and regret. No one to come to their rescue except Capleton and Bourgeois. So they boom boxes the Lego. The drunk out voices from the ghetto. Voices from the ghetto, crying, 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 crying. Voices from the ghetto, crying. I was born and bred in the ghetto. I know what I talk about, you know. I'm from the ghetto.
That song never fails to grab my heart and squeeze it. You see, I have this affliction that when I see somebody having a bad time, somebody suffering, something happened to somebody acting in a bad way, I have this affliction where I see myself, my family, my loved ones, my children as what I see when I look at them. And I want to say, of all the things that I absolutely detest the PNM for, and I tell you, I make no apologies. Of all the things I absolutely detest that evil empire for, is what they did to everyday people. You say black people, you create a group. So you're no longer thinking about people. You're no longer thinking about personal problems. You put people in a group. You put people in an area. And it's hard to realize these are individual human beings that we are talking about. And I detest the PNM for what it did to the poor. I detest them for raiding and raping and destroying what should have been biblical Eden. Trinidad and Tobago has been blessed more than any nation in this world, bar none. Pressed down and overflowing. But we've become a people divided, desperately hustling to get through the day. Nobody, not even the very rich, comfortable or happy in Trinidad. There's no peace. There's no peace in your life. There's no safety. Death stalks this land. And it stalks this land because the government, the PNM, has been a demonic empire for all of its existence. Yesterday, Maureen Stone, who knows me since I am a child, I went preschool with her children. That's how she knows me. And she came to find me, put this in my hand. Her personal rosary. And she said, Philip, just Just walk with God, and He will guide you. And Kamala said, just this week again, put God in front and walk behind. It's hard to take those things to heart when you're hustling and you're fighting and every minute don't have enough seconds in it, and I know. But yesterday, in the hills of Gonzales, I sit down with some people, and all their little children come out, and they were just there. You know, we went up to share out some thoughts, some hampers, but it wasn't, you can't buy a vote with a hamper, but I just wanted everybody to know. Last night I was all up in Casablanca sharing out hampers. We just collected hampers and sharing it. Win or lose, I want people to know that this election was never about anything other than them. And you could see that the love translated, because they realized that there was no posing for pictures. There was nothing. It was just, look, you know, people really care. And they stayed. After they get their hampers, they stayed, and we stayed. Nobody planned for that. And it became a moment that punctuated this campaign for me and changed what I was going to talk about this morning on the show. Because people took me inside their homes. Ayana grabbed my hand and take me walking through some tracks. Ayana and her beautiful little daughter, that child has a smile that can light up the world. Ayana take me in her house. She said, you need to see the view from where I live. And we take off our shoes and we walk through the house in her humble, beautiful mansion of a tiny home. And her mom was in her bed because she had a broken knee. And when moms find out I in the house, she scrambled off the bed to come and hug me and bless me. Telling you something. I see these little children in the road, and they're talking to me normal. And I looking at them and I seeing my children. And I thinking how hard it would be to me for my children to be living this experience when they could have so much a better. And Ayana saying the same thing. Everybody saying, oh God, just don't forget us now. For a change. For a change, don't forget us. For a change, be somebody that when we put you there, that you come and you deal with us. I call my mother on the phone in Ayana's house and hand her and her mother the phone. I said, let this woman tell you. Because I am a man of my word. And when I say I doing something, heaven and hell have to collide to stop me. A fella tell me once I like a pit bull. When I bite down, I don't let go till it bleed. And I know that I come across hard. I know I don't want to be hard. I want to be soft. I want to be peaceful and loving. That's who I am in my heart. But this is a war. We are fighting a war against an evil group of people. And I wonder if Stuart Young and Keith Rowley, A, ever been to these communities, and B, care about people at all. How could you have such a powerful pen as Prime Minister that with a stroke of that pen, you could change lives? And instead, you and your friends and your finances and your family looking to move from 1 million to 100 million, and then from 100 million to 1 billion. And you're liking yourself and you and your children traveling the world on stolen taxpayers' money, because you could call it everything you want to call it, and you're using the courts to sanitize criminal behavior. Because they don't have laws in this country to deal with the things that need to be dealt with, and we have to fix that. And we cannot continue to have political appointees pretending that criminal misbehavior could be overlooked. Guardian Media this morning put out a headline saying Cho Chong said no scandals under the PNM. And I said, but Sabga, you're a nasty man. You are a nasty, nasty man. Sabga, you are sinning this country. And you should be ashamed. And I wish you, the tears of all these people that we fighted for, fall on you. You're a nasty man to publish that. Cho Chong presided over the murder of 4 breadwinners in a pipe that he could have saved. And if he didn't want to save them, he just had to get out of the way and we would have saved them. Don't tell me that you're so greedy. You're so stinking nasty, greedy for more money. More. Shove it in your face. Shove it in all the folds of fat on your body. Shove it up in your face and your nose hole. You're so greedy for money, Sabga. You can't stop and see the ship that you on sinking. You can't pick up the phone and tell Rowley, listener, thief if all the other thief, but oh God, man, raise these people's condition. All of the crime. All of it, besides white-collar criminal, drug-running, money laundering, corruption crime. All of the rest of the crime in this country that only send Gary Griffith to call poor black people children cockroach. All of that crime is because people want to eat. People don't want rain falling through the roof, wetting the children. Mothers in the grocery trying to make this nasty Cho Chong talk about $500 only worth $200. You nasty, nasty man, Cho Chong. Your brother become a billionaire. Your weasel-faced father become a billionaire because you in government. Faris Al-Rawi, your next nasty man. But Cho Chong, when you went in the grocery and you realized $500 can't buy $200 worth of grocery, did you stop to think about all the people in this country who only have $200? When all they pay them the CPAP and the URP stipend, did you stop to think? How they getting through the day? Milk. Baby milk. The grocery don't put security devices on the scotch and the rum anymore. Nobody thieving that. You know what people thieving? Baby milk. When you buy baby formula in the grocery, they have to come and take it out of a security box. If you know that baby milk is being stolen in the country, then there is a baby milk crisis, and what are you doing about it? Nasty people. If you've never been to these communities in 10 years, you're a nasty man because this is the job you signed up for. This is what you pay the big money for. And when Keith Rowley stood up in that press conference to justify the criminal misbehavior that was that salary increase, the obscenity of that, knowing that there are people in this country, tens of thousands of people in this country that have to balance how much meals they get in a day. Do you know that there are nasty, disgusting people in this country who believe that you shouldn't have children if you don't have money? So that's where we reach. That's where we reach as a society. That we could talk that kind of stinkness, blaming people for their poverty, not blaming the government for all of the corruption that has stolen the money. And I want to tell you this, and I'm saying this without fear of contradiction. This Kamala Prasad Bisesa government going to jail people. There are people in this current PNM government that is going to hear the turning of a rusty key and a rusty lock in their future. There are financiers who are going to try to jump on a plane or in their multi-million-dollar Bertram and sail away. And I want to tell you, we will find you and we will bring you back to answer for your criminality, and you will bring this country's money back. I promise you that. Look at the army Kamala has amassed. Look at it. This is not for joke. This is not for giggles. We're here to fix it. When we done, poverty and corruption will be no more. I will never stop being a voice for the people until I, on my deathbed, watching my little daughter wave her flag in my campaign meeting in St. John's Ambulance, I know what I'm fighting for. And I don't know how these demons in government don't have a heart for people. How you could watch these little suffering children and not feel in your heart that you have a responsibility. That's saying, to whom much is given, much is expected. I want to tell you something. That is why when demons in office suffer and die, I am not the one to sanitize your life. I am not the one to not speak ill of the dead. If you're a criminal in life, you're a criminal in death. Nothing changed. You're just a dead criminal. $3 trillion is what the PNM and its friends stole from the people of Morva, Beetham, Laventille, Sealots, Rich Plain, Bagatelle, Factory Road, Edinburgh, train line. This country, the people who live in La Hoqueta, they have some of them living in desperation and squalor. The squatters that we so casually castigate, but we will never talk about the rich businessman who built his mall on the highway reserve that caused us to not be able to properly build the overpass to go to San Fernando. We will rough up poor people. They twist us in our mind. And I want to tell you something. That is the biggest sin of all. That we've lost the ability to see human beings in human conditions and feel for them. We've been trained to judge people and blame them. Poverty is not only an affliction in this country. It is now something to be ashamed of. Because that's what's done to our people. And I not supposed to talk them thing because I not black. So I out of place. I don't mind. I've been out of place my whole life. When I went St. Mary's College, because St. Mary's College was an eye-opener to me. That was the first time in life I understood that I belong nowhere. I'm not black, I'm not white, I'm not Syrian. I'm nothing. I was supposed to belong nowhere. But they say God is right straight on crooked lines. Every experience that I've had in my life made me the strong and determined man that I am today. And I promise you, I will not forget the people in my wake. The people whose power pushing me to where I'm going to go. And my voice has gotten massively bigger. To the point where the PNM tried to buy my voice, couldn't get it. Tried to threaten my voice, couldn't succeed. Tried to sue me into silence, failed at that. Now they're using my voice and twisting it to make a trap for fools. But you know what they're doing? They're making my voice bigger. They're making me more popular. They're making my name stronger. And the average person telling one another to take that on. See that man, Philip Alexander, he fighting for people his whole life. He's done more for poor people in this country than governments, plural. And I'm not trying to pat myself on my back because that means nothing in the big scheme of things if we've not fixed it as yet. So that's why we're here. Why are you in politics, boy Phil? Why are you in politics? Because this is where the problem starts and ends. This is it. Where the government is. All the activism we've done for these past decades, we could have stopped it if government wanted it stopped. So if government don't want it stopped, then we must become the government and stop it. And that is the mission. Monday. That is the mission. I just tell Fuad when he was leaving. I said they didn't have enough hours last night to share out hampers. I went in, I talked to this gentleman on the corner of Lavantil. I'm trying to remember the name of the road, this little lane, this little track where Gonzalez meet up Lavantil. And this old man, his body broken. Broken. I tell you, his body broken. He have one working hand, none of his legs working. Trapped in a wheelchair, the wheelchair broken. He living in squalid desperation. I mean, flies and maggots don't want to live where he living. And I'm being honest with you, and I have a video on Philip Edward Alexander Wall. Go and see it. And this man, in his most humble of conditions, said with some powerful words to me yesterday, and I was tired, I was exhausted, I was drained, and a little bit beat down. And this man's words hit me like a hammer. And when I was done standing up, being blessed by this man who living in filth, I left there on fire with purpose. And last night, 9, 10 o'clock, we still, all right, where else we could go? By now, we disturbing people bringing hampers for them. But today we in Belmont and we taking, we doing a party for the children and we taking everything that we could find for them, to bless them, to let them know this election was about them. All our money that could have spent on billboards and ads, yeah, ain't none from me. All our money going into the hampers. And today we gonna party them. I don't wear gloves to go and shake hands like other people. I can't believe I hear that a man put on gloves to go and shake people's hand. You shouldn't be in politics. You don't like people. Stuart Young, you don't like people. You don't. You know you don't like people, and you don't like poor people. And you know what? People don't like you, so it's okay. One of my missions in the politics is to defeat you. To show the average person that average people could defeat demons. I think you're a demon, Stuart Young. I think you're a demon. When you put up that massive billboard around the savannah, every time I pass it, in my mind, I see 2 demon horns on your forehead. And it burnt into my mind. I think you're a demon. I think your whole family, I think you come from demons. I think your party, that whole 1% construct that has latched on to the People's National Movement, I think it's a demon construct. I think you all are hateful, nasty people. And I'm telling you, I will pray. They say you must never pray for bad, but I pray that the tears of the poor, the tears of the people that have to go and sit down in the hospital while they all sing, whining his nasty, snarling face, his wife eating, fatten herself on treasury dollars, and poor people that are going to sit down in them hospitals on them hard bench, on them plastic chair, and hope and pray and wait, watch family and loved ones die, waiting, lie down on a pee-soaked mattress. Marlon Hopkinson Bex, I say the word pee on the interview. So brother, what you doing? What's the point of you, Marlon? What's the point of your morning show? To fluff each other? Good morning, we're here to fluff. You fluff me, I fluff you. Let's pretend that all is well in the Royal Imperial Majestic Banana Republic that is the failed nation state of Trinidad and Tobago. Stop judging the country by the rich. Stop judging the country by what size satin silk jockey shorts Faris wearing. Focus on the poor. If our country has this much poverty despite being this wealthy, every government has failed. And we must not fail at this. We must not fail at this. This morning in Trinidad and Tobago, the jails are overcrowded with people who have been convicted of nothing, who can't afford a lawyer, who can't afford bail. That is a human rights catastrophe. Anywhere else in the world, that could take people to war. We have locked young men, predominantly, young black males, predominantly, into jail cells on a charge. The court's due process, justice has not had a way with them. What is worse, these people are in jail for years longer than they could have been if you arrested them, charged them, convicted them, and sentenced them. If you assume that they're all guilty, which is nonsense because we have a 9% conviction rate, but we sit down, the president this morning, by the stroke of a pen, could change that. The Chief Justice this morning, by the stroke of a pen, could change that. The DPP, who has the most power of all, he could change that. Even the Commissioner of Police could drop the charges on anybody who has been there 12 months longer than they should have been there if they were convicted. Now, I'm not talking blood crimes and I'm not talking murder. Even though Vernon de Lima told me a murder charge in this country could jail you for life without conviction. Because the way the jails, the way the courts work in, it will take you 40 years to get your matter heard. And I hear Gary Griffith bad talking Wayne Sturge. Wayne Sturge is going to the belly of hell and pull people out. Gary Griffith wants to live in a world where if police charge you, take your charge and go. I want to live in a world where fairness, the same fairness Gary wants for Sabga, Aboud, Hadid, Sinanan and Chin, I want it for all the people of this country. And that's what I was fighting for. That's what I've always been fighting for. So when the big shots don't like me, I take that as a badge of honor. When the talking heads pretend to humiliate me, I laugh at them. I have the largest following of any politician in this country on social media. My words go out in the hundreds of thousands. I'm saying that not to pat myself on my back. I am fighting a war. We are fighting a war. Kamla Prasad Bisesa has assembled an army to fight a war against corruption, poverty, drug trafficking, the criminal mismanagement, maladministration of Trinidad and Tobago by some secret society people who gather in secret and clink glasses and play with each other and plot for the future of everybody else. I want to tell you something. Count the hours. 3 days left. The days of you glorifying yourself are almost over. We are going to fix it. We're going to fix it. And I will listen to Sandra Devine sing that song every day until that song is a lie. Until we make that song a lie, I will listen to that song because it will guide me. That's my manifesto. Fix that, Philip. Fix that. I want us to get to a country where we have heart and compassion. Tomorrow, Saturday, all roads lead to what is going to show you, regardless of how corrupt the EBC might be and how willingly they are to try and put 100,000 Venezuelans to vote and 50,000 Chinese. That's all the things I'm hearing, and how they're going to try and rig the election. Tomorrow, 150,000 people going to descend on Aranguez. It's going to be bigger than Woodstock. Tomorrow, everybody, people in Trinidad don't start to take out their clothes for tomorrow already. That meeting in Aranguez tomorrow going to be madness. Everybody going to say, I was there the day we stood up as a people. Listen, the election will be a foregone conclusion. We would have demonstrated, standing in my shoes with my 2 feet, I add myself to this mass of humanity that says to this 1% construct holding on to the People's National Movement, I am here to tell you the days of you abusing the people of Trinidad and Tobago, mistreating us through the use of our office and our laws are done. We've assembled an army and we've come to remove you. Politically, lawfully. Don't mess with the people. The people not in a mood to be messed with. Trinidadians, I tell you, people sad, people angry, but they're happy because this morning the country feeling lighter. There is a spirit of hope flowing through the land. You see, one by one, all your little champions that just sent at us to damage us, all of them, we killed them politically. They had to die politically. They had to fold up, wrap up, and slink away. We've assembled an army of the good. All of the good people whose agenda, whose intentions, whose purpose was always for the rescue of the people of this country. We've assembled them on one side. This is good versus evil on Monday. Good versus evil, and good must prevail. And that's why I tell people, we voting with prayers, we singing, we chanting the psalms. Listen, whatever is your religion, whoever you're praying to, pray harder in that line. If the sun shining, take the sun. If the rain falling, take the rain. Say, I am not stopping till I have done my part. My vote is one raindrop that will contribute to the flood that will wash away this evil demonic empire. We must stand up on the morning of the 29th of April, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. And I want to tell the people of Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West one more time. Thank you. Thank you for the love you've shown me. Thank you for taking me into your homes. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for making me feel like this had a purpose even when I stopped believing. Thank you. Thank you for giving me back my purpose. People of Port of Spain North, people to the underserved, people of the underserved communities, I promise you, my first act as your member of parliament is to convene your leaders in your communities. And I told you all, while I've been working, compile the top 10 items that you need addressed in your community urgently. Compile that. Because I want to meet with you all. And I want to take those lists away. And I want to go back to the Kamla Prasad Bisesa government and say, this is what I need to fix for my people. Put me there. And I will fight for you like nobody has ever fought for you before. Put me there and come out. 1/3 of the voters registered to vote voted in the last election. That means 2/3 of the people didn't want Stuart Young. I want all of you to vote for me. I want the numbers to be overwhelming, too big to rig. I want a landslide in Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West. I want when they read that vote to embarrass and shame them for their nastiness, for their disgustingness. I want to tell you, you all outnumber everybody. The people in the underserved communities, the people in the ghettos in Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West. This election is for you. You own it. You own who sits in that house in your name from next week. And I tell you this, if it is Philip Edward Alexander, your causes will never be ignored again. We will fix it. I have some housekeeping to do. Symbols. Look for symbols when you're voting. When you're voting for Philip Edward Alexander, I am in a coalition with Kamla. I want to wear the yellow shirt. I want to go under the UNC symbol. This is what they want. This is what we do. We're doing this. Look for the PEP, Progressive Empowerment Party. PNM talking heads used to joke and say it's Philip Edward Party. Look for that. Look for Philip Edward Party. Look for PEP and vote. When you go in a voting booth, Trinidad and Tobago, this is not just Port of Spain North I'm talking to now, St. Anne's West. It's not just you. This is everybody. When you go in a voting booth, look on the ballot paper. If you see UNC, vote for that. If you see PEP, vote for that. If you see COP, vote for that. That's the symbols you're looking for. Those 3 symbols are what you're looking for. Where you see UNC, put your mark there boldly. Where you see PEP, put your mark there strongly. Where you see COP, put your mark there confidently. Make sure that you check that the people who are supposed to sign your ballot paper, sign your ballot paper. I want to give you some more instructions, some more information that you need. Okay? Check your ballot paper before going into the voting booth. Ensure that your ballot paper is signed by the deputy presiding officer in your presence before voting. We're going to rescue this country. Put your X on the ballot paper next to your candidate. When you enter the voting booth, you can either stamp your ballot paper or you could use a pen to place your X. Make sure that it is clearly in the space next to your symbol. If you use the stamp, ensure that the ink has dried. Blow it, fan it before folding the paper. If you use the pen, you must place an X, only an X, nothing but an X. Don't be creative. Don't try to make a statement. We want your vote to count. Protect our democracy. I'm saying to you again. I'm saying to you again. I want you to, Kyle, I want you to find a song for me. I want you to find a song by Tyrone Hernandez called Vote Them Out. I'm going to end with a song. I want you to find Tyrone Hernandez. Vote them out. And I'm saying to you again. I'm saying to you again. Remember, there are only 3 symbols that matter in this election. The PEP symbol, the UNC symbol, the COP symbol. Look for those 3 symbols. Don't be distracted by any of the fake pop-ups that they send to try and distract you. Don't be distracted by that. I want to play this song and then I'll come back in and close. Don't be distracted by that. I want to play this song and then I'll come back in and close.
Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide what you want to be. Your vote can foretell our country's fate. Move and use it well before it's too late. If it is that who you're voting, well beyond a doubt. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is they prove it to be only full amount. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the time is now that change should come about, just as how you vote them in, vote them out. Register and vote them out. If they don't see, vote them out. Stain your finger and vote them out. Show them no mercy, vote them out. Vote them out with total scorn and utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. Vote them out of power, dominate their reign. Let's put our country together again. If for 30 years you voting them in, and there's only tears as soon as they win, they give you big words and enslave your souls, promising you roads and giving potholes.
And no, leave the music.
If they are the reason why the economy goes sprout, when
When
you're
you're
voting,
voting,
vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the passing laws
that them alone can flout when you're voting.
If it is the building I search,
East, west, north, and south.
they say where you vote them in. Register and totally state your finger and
Rescue the country.
vote them out with tempo. They happy in faith. Let's put our country.
Together again.
Vote them out with calypso and joyous refrain. Let's put our country together again.
Take me back. Go back down this side. People messaging me with requests of songs to play. All you're pulling my heartstrings, breaking my heart. I wish I could call IWER and Michelle and beg for next hour and continue the show. People asking me to don't move, stay right there. They want this to continue. I want to say good morning to my brother Jason Thomas in Beetham. Jason is the man that reached out to me for all of the people that were suffering who were working for Solid Waste Management Company. Jason and I have become friends. Jason is the man that took me inside the labas, inside the dump, to the tip, to the place where the trucks just go and empty to show me how people living. Jason opened my eyes to a lot of things I didn't know. And I want to say to Jason this morning, brother, you are a soldier in this army. You, the country will know your name. I promise you that. I want to talk to Jason De Silva this morning, who has been working his fingers to the bone without sleep. That man, Jason De Silva, I am in your debt. And I'm saying that publicly. I want to say to Satish Ramsaran and Pat and Joanne and Andrea and Felicia and the rest of the crew who have been taking night and making day to deal with the finance and the management of this campaign. Joseph Rich Paul, well done. Well done, guys. Well done indeed. We are coming to the end of this show. And I'm just trying, asking. I'm talking to Michelle right now to see if she could give me any extension to the show. There have other shows happen right after that, but today is an important day. Jenny C. Paul Guyadine, I know you don't like your name calling. Jenny have a heart for people. Jenny have a heart. Every time I put people on blast for their condition, one of the first people to respond is Jenny. Anyway, I don't think I could get through. There's another show coming on right after this. I want to say it was an immense pleasure this time that I spent with you. Kyle, a giant among men. It has been enjoyable, this experience. Michelle, IWER, this has been all the security people who let me in on a morning. I mean, this place has been nothing but love and camaraderie as we fight to rescue the country. I want to say, let me see if they have anything else on my housekeeping list. This election is about the children. Remember that. This election is about the elders. Remember that. This election is about peace of mind. Remember that. Remember that when you go to vote. Remember safety, security, lying down in your bed at night, not wondering who climbing over your wall. making sure that they have nobody who motivated to climb over anybody's wall, because they're getting jobs and they're getting opportunities. Nobody born a criminal. We've created criminals. There's a senator in the parliament now, in the Senate, who is a Calypsonian, Helen Francis, who became popular by singing a song. And one of the things he said, if we don't stop it now, we will create a bandit factory. We did that. We created a bandit factory. I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago before I go, thank you all, thank you all, thank you all. I want you to go out and vote early on Monday. Go out and vote early. Kamala said take the day off, take the day off. If you want to go to work, go to work. But if you want to take the day off, take the day off. It's an important day. If you could help, help. My number is 682-2110. WhatsApp me if you want to come and help with your car, you want to volunteer, you want to do anything. WhatsApp me, I'll put you onto the crew. Come on board. The whole movement loves you and thanks you from now. Do your part. Every citizen, you want to know what you could do to help? Vote. 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 And then, if you could help other people, like this gentleman on Richardson Lane, who trapped in his wheelchair, getting him to the polling booth because he tell me, Philip, and the live video there for you to hear his words. He say, all I want to do Monday is vote them out. Just get me into that voting booth. And I say in the Trinidad and Tobago, if we're going to rescue the country, let this April 28, 2025 be that mammoth shift where we all remember this was the day we changed Trinidad and Tobago and brought everybody back into the family. This is going to be a glorious, glorious day. Do not miss your date with destiny. I think that, Kyle, has it? I kind of out of time. Sad to go today because I'm in my phone and the messages, and I want to answer all of you, and I want to tell you, Michelle is talking to me right now. We're trying to see if we can put together another show over the weekend. I don't know, the schedule is so jam-packed with stuff, but Michelle calling me while alive. You know we're still on radio, right? Okay, bye. Right, okay. Yeah, she trying to see what she going to do to give me something, but the schedule packed. We have Aranguez tomorrow, we have the interfaith service, and then we're going to be addressed by our leader on Sunday, and I want to run back home and see what we could do hampers wise and thing in the underserved communities. Let me tell you, when I go in some of these communities, it's be like a celebration. It's be like Christmas morning. They just come out of their house, I get hug up and kiss up and love up. Unlike when I went in Ellerslie Park and that rich woman called the security for me. I will never forget those two contradictory poles of my experience on the ground. How the poor loved and treated me, and how the rich shunned me. Because both sides know when Philip get there, he go in and fix it. For some, it's not as enjoyable an idea as others, because those who doing wrong will no longer be able to get away with that. This morning is a good morning. I want to say thank you to everybody. I am going to be on the road. I'm coming to your communities again today, and we're going to be in Belmont sometime this afternoon. Full squad, everybody. Real nice stuff happening. So if you're anywhere around Belmont, come and join that party this afternoon, between 3 and 5 o'clock. Yeah? So until next time, thank you to Kyle, thank you to Michelle, thank you to IWER. Don't forget to vote and stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.
Come out in your numbers. We go fix it. We go fix it. PEP go fix it. No jobs, no safety, no water, no justice, no accountability, bad roads, corrupt politicians, no more. We're going and fix it. It's time.
By PEP, Progressive Empowerment Party. Save TNT, vote PEP.
Save TNT, vote PEP.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street. 919 FM.
The cost of living, ladies and gentlemen. No that go let it run. They send a short fella there to see my soul. But they don't test me, I go cut a piece of garment. They don't test me. He now becoming okra